Now, Alec Baldwin is going to be back in court today facing an involuntary manslaughter charge after that fatal film set shooting. Dreadful, dreadful tragedy. And yesterday, well, the jury heard opening statements from both sides.
The evidence will show that someone who played make-believe with a real gun and violated the cardinal rules of firearm safety is the defendant. The defendant began to claim he didn't pull the trigger. The evidence will show, ladies and gentlemen, that's not possible.
Not a day goes by when we don't wish Alec had saved her life. But never, the witnesses will tell you, in the history, is something that an actor has done. Intercepted a live bullet from a prop gun. No actor in history. This was an unspeakable tragedy. Alec Baldwin committed no crime.
It was an unspeakable tragedy. Well, legal analyst Rachel Fiset has been following the case and joins me now from Los Angeles. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. What's actually going to happen today? What can we expect?
After opening statements yesterday, we heard from 4 witnesses that arrived at the scene that were basically investigators and police that had arrived, that were first responders to the emergency on the set. We will hear from more people like that today, investigating what they found when they went onto the set. Today we heard from people, or yesterday we heard from people that were found live rounds on the set, that talked to Alec Baldwin immediately upon arrival, right after the accident happened. And really what the prosecution is doing through its witnesses is just setting the scene of what happened that day and what was going on.
Does the fact that the young woman who was responsible for gun safety, she was found guilty, of course, and sentenced to 18 months, I believe, is that going to help Alec Baldwin's case, or does it make it worse?
That fact really cuts both ways. I think it gives the prosecution some confidence that Alec Baldwin may also be convicted of this crime because she was. But Alec Baldwin's team will certainly use that fact to say that the jury has already found someone responsible for this tragedy and that it was her fault. That is actually his defense, is that it was her job to check the gun on the set and that she didn't do it. And she has been convicted of the crime of acting recklessly on the set, which really absolves him of the same guilt.
Sure. Is it fair to say, do you think, Rachel, that if you are a celebrity, particularly an incredibly high-profile one as he is, that you're more likely to get off?
There's a lot to the star factor. He is such a high-profile celebrity. There may be jurors in that jury pool that are simply starstruck. And the other thing about celebrities and actors in a trial is good actors. They're good at conveying their message. So it's unknown whether he will take the stand or not. But if he does, it is possible that he will simply be so compelling to this jury that it really just helps him in that he has this star power.
No, that's very true. And of course, there's enormous interest in this tragedy. Film crews making documentaries. He's apparently making his own reality show. It seems that the tragic death of a young mum, and we shouldn't forget that ever, has kind of been turned into a bit of a circus, hasn't it?
It's just such a tragedy at the end and at the beginning of this. Nothing that happens will bring back Ms. Hutchins, will bring back her son's mother, will bring back her husband's wife. So it does get lost, but truly this just is such a tragedy, and so much has unfolded as a result of this tragedy.
Rachel, thank you for your insights. I really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again about this. As I say, enormous interest in this utterly bizarre and tragic case. Thank you very much indeed. Right.
My pleasure. Thank you.
In just a moment, as George Clooney